is the economic rebound in the second quarter going to sustain throughout the second half of 2022? Dr. Geoffrey Williams weighs in on solutions to keep the momentum moving forward.
What you really need to do is to remember that these short-term policy responses are not a long-term solution. So you really need to use that as a sort of buffer in the short term in order to introduce long-term structural reforms. Long-term structural reforms mean liberalization of markets, freeing up markets, creating more competition, removing a lot of restrictions and regulations so that companies are not held back by red tape, so that they can respond more effectively in a more agile way to whatever happens in the future. Also in terms of monetary policy, the Bank Negara has been very cautious about interest rates. Although interest rates have been going up, they've been doing it in very small stages. They want to keep monetary policy in an accommodative stance to make sure that they don't squeeze out too much demand, whilst at the same time getting interest rates back to a more normal level.
As we anticipate the tabling of Budget 2023 soon, Geoffrey urged Ismail Sabri's administration to cut down spending on government projects and instead focus on structural reforms.
Because many of these projects don't actually have the impact that we might hope. Many of them, you just need to look at the Auditor General's reports to show that some of these projects are not necessarily impactful in creating growth and employment opportunities and investment opportunities. And instead, I hope that the government's budget will focus on structural reform. Now, they've sort of signaled that that is their intention. So that's a good sign. And we have to wait and see what exactly it is they will do. But the hope will be that they will focus on structural reform, including reform of taxation, perhaps the reintroduction of GST change, but that has to be part of a process where they would also change income taxes and corporation taxes holistically